Welcome to the Sat Village podcast. I'm your host, Tristan Chater, co-founder of Sat Village. This is episode 10 in our 15-part series exploring the vision, lifestyle, and community dynamics of Sat Village, our eco-village project in the Sintra region of Portugal. If you're drawn to conscious living, being close to nature, daily yoga practice, and growing your own food, but don't want to be isolated out in the middle of nowhere, you might be in the right place. We're creating Sat Village for people like you, and this podcast is here to help you understand what life in our community might actually feel like. For first-time listeners, Sat Village is a small eco-village in the making with 18 homes and a community center. The project is located right next to a forest and about 5 minutes from the ocean, which really opens up the possibilities for connecting with nature on a daily basis. Apart from that, we are very close to any amenities you might need, from a mini market at 5 minutes walk to a fully fledged village at 10 minutes drive. The cherry on top is that Lisbon International Airport is pretty close, making it easy to visit or receive family from abroad. Now before we dive in, just a quick reminder. We'll be pre-selling the homes in Sat Village, either in the last quarter of 2025 or the first quarter of 2026. If you want to be among the first to hear about it, sign up for our mailing list at satvillage.com. Or even better, book a video call to meet us and have a real conversation about your interest in joining the project. Today, we're diving into a very practical part of eco-village life, which is management, maintenance, and rentals in Sat Village. It might not be the first thing that comes to mind when imagining your dream life, but honestly, the way we handle these logistical aspects is essential for the day-to-day vibe in the village. So let's get into it. One of the legal realities of building a community like Sat Village is that we're required to have a management company. This company is responsible for two main things. Firstly, it takes care of the upkeep and maintenance of communal spaces, and secondly, it oversees all rental and tourism-related activities. Sounds simple enough, right? But here's where it gets interesting. At Sat Village, we didn't just want to tick a legal box. We wanted to create a model that supports collaboration between residents so that we all have a hand in creating an awesome space. So the way we designed this is both practical and values-based. Let's walk through it. The management company acts through a caretaker who lives on site. This person is more than just a manager. They're a daily presence and connecting factor within the community. To keep the monthly costs low, we plan to create a modest apartment on the first floor of the community center. That'll be their home and is part of the compensation, along with a monthly salary. Every household contributes to the cost of this system through a monthly fee, but we've structured that fee in a way that stays flexible and fair. To give you an idea of how this works, let me explain how the monthly fee is calculated. At a high level, it has two parts. 1. The size of your home plays a role in determining your monthly costs. The more square meters your house, the larger your ownership percentage in the communal facilities. This ensures fairness and keeps essential services funded for all. 2. The number of people with permanent access to your home impacts the burden on communal facilities and therefore the general upkeep. This is where it gets interesting, because a lot of the work needed for the maintenance and upkeep can be done by community members. So what we came up with is that each resident has the opportunity to contribute 3 hours per week of community service in exchange for a discount on the monthly fee. To give you an idea, I expect that the discount will be around €25 per person per week. That's right. You can either give your time or your money. Both options support the same goal: to keep Sat Village beautiful, functional, and in harmony with the land and each other. But it's about more than money. It's about creating a culture of shared responsibility. When you fix a fence, sweep the path, or coordinate a compost schedule, you're investing energy into the life of the place. That kind of participation makes this project unique and opens up all sorts of possibilities for collaboration within the community, but also expanding the community beyond the village. It also keeps monthly costs down. And we know affordability is a big part of what makes this lifestyle sustainable for many of us. Alternatively, if you don't have the time to put in your community service hours, you are contributing financially, which then opens up the possibility for another community member or a local to earn a living. Pretty cool if you ask me. All finances are handled transparently, similar to how a condo association might work. nothing hidden, nothing mysterious, and you'll always know where your contribution is going. All right, let's talk about residency. We're designing the village to have a healthy balance between full-time members, visiting friends or family, and tourist or short-term guests. Let's break that down. 1. Members are people who either own property in Sat Village or live here for extended periods of time. They contribute 3 hours a week in community service or €25 per person. They have full access to community facilities, and they're eligible to participate in decision-making and future projects within the community. Memberships are renewed every year to keep the commitment fresh and mutual. 2. Friends or family are considered as visitors. Visitors register their stay with the caretaker upon arrival. They also contribute either through 3 hours of service or €50 per week. That way, visitors still get some of the community experience and build relationships with other members or visitors. An important note here is that visitors must be supervised by full members. If you want your friends to stay in your house while you're not here, they need to register as members. This policy helps us preserve the trust and coherence of the village. We're not just managing people, we're tending to the social fabric of the place. The idea is that anyone staying in your house falls under your personal responsibility. 3. Tourists or short-term renters are considered guests. Guests are under the supervision of the caretaker. They're welcome to join events or participate in community service if they want, but there's no obligation. A guest might stay in one of our rental units and spend time at the neighboring ashram during the day. Or perhaps they are partaking in a retreat, are just on vacation, enjoying the peace and quiet of Sat Village, and a massage or other treatment in the community center. So this gives you an idea of the way that we structure responsibilities within the community. Something to add here is that anybody doing their 3 hours of community service per week falls under the supervision of our caretaker. The amount of work needed to keep the whole project running exceeds the time that the caretaker has available, and for that reason, their main responsibility will be to make sure that everything runs smoothly. Well, you might ask, why can my family and friends not stay in my home for free? Why do we need the extra complications? And here's a big lesson we learned from other communities. If you don't draw clear lines between members, family, and paid guests, things get muddy pretty fast. We feel a deep responsibility to create a structure that maintains the culture of Sat Village. At the end of the day, the culture is what sets us apart from just another tourism village or housing complex. And one part of this is that we will need to spend the time educating visitors on how we do things so that they can blend in seamlessly. There are examples of other communities who have not put these structures in place and where people bypass the agreements by claiming a rental is just a friend visiting. That eventually leads to resentment and disagreement within the community. But Sat Village is built on transparency and shared agreements. That's why all bookings go through the caretaker, legally required, but also essential for trust. This allows us to screen guests so that we get the right people staying with us instead of party groups. It also ensures a consistent welcome experience and maintains the right balance between the costs and quality of service. This builds the reputation that we want instead of every household doing its own thing, which could ultimately lead to money-driven rental behavior. All the above helps maintain the peaceful, grounded atmosphere, which is one of the reasons to join us in the first place. In a way, the caretaker guards the Sat Village vibe. He or she helps us stay in alignment with what we came here to create. Now, if you own a home in Sat Village but only use it every once in a while, you'll enjoy the rental service because it means that the whole process is taken care of for you. You don't have to manage guests yourself. We've got you covered. Among others, the management company handles the bookings and marketing of your space. It takes care of administration and payments, and can even organize the cleaning, laundry, maintenance, and any other services that guests require, like transportation or food. All of that is taken care of, and in return, the management company takes a small percentage from each booking and charges for any services used, like cleaning or washing. It's a fair trade-off that ensures quality and frees up your time. If your main goal as an investor in Sat Village is to get the highest return on investment through rental services, then maybe it's not for you. I am not saying that we are in no way commercial, but the culture is more valuable to us than numbers on a screen. There are plenty of tourism hotspots down south where you can rent out apartments for top dollar, and in many cases, this destroys the local culture. We are not really looking for investors who are on that track. If you resonate with what we're building here, and you'd love to be part of a community of truly inspiring people, while also using your home from time to time, investing in a more balanced and healthy way of living, and covering your costs while earning a fair and ethical return, then Sat Village might be the perfect fit for you. Next up is the yearly financial review. At the end of each year, the caretaker will present a full financial overview to the community. This includes aspects like what came in through rentals, what was spent on maintenance, what's being saved for emergencies or reserves, and projections for the next year. And here's the beautiful part. If there's a surplus, it can either be reinvested in community projects or distributed back to the members. An important factor here is that we aim to run the management firm like a healthy company, with the right reserves and treating our employees right. This is the best way to create a sustainable and future-proof situation. Some decisions will require input from the community, and the current idea is to do this through a vote. Each household gets one vote, and if there's a tie, the neighborhood council makes the final call. That's a rotating group of up to 3 community members who volunteer or are chosen by the community. It's not rigid hierarchy. It's not endless bureaucracy. It's trust, structure, and shared vision, but with clear responsibilities and structure. We know all this talk about fees and voting and percentages can sound a bit dry, but here's what it's really about. Creating a structure that lets you focus on the life you came here for. You get to wake up surrounded by green hills. You get to raise your kids somewhere where they can roam free and safe. You get to spend your time doing what you love, whether that's healing work, creative work, gardening, or just being. The structure supports the soul of the place and hopefully will maintain it into the future. So, does this way of living and sharing responsibility resonate with you? If it does, we'd love to get to know you. Head over to satvillage.com and book a video call. Let's talk about what you're looking for. Let's see if this vision lines up with yours, or perhaps you just have some thoughts to share. Also, don't forget to sign up for the newsletter to stay in the loop about updates and pre-sales. We'll be opening up opportunities to purchase a home in Sat Village in late 2025 or early 2026. And if this episode helped you feel a little more connected to what we're creating, please take a moment to share the podcast with friends who might feel the same way. Thanks for listening today. Thanks for dreaming with us. We're building something special, and maybe you're one of the people we're meant to build it with. My name is Tristan, and this was episode 10 of the Sat Village podcast. Until next time, take care and talk soon.
Sat Village, where the roots run deep. We wake with the earth and her soul we keep. Harmony grows where the rivers meet. Sat Village, where the truth feels sweet. Hands in the soil, we sow and reap the stories of life and the seeds we keep. Laughter echoes through the open air, a circle of love, we're always there. Integrity flows like the morning stream. We live the dream, we live the dream. Sat Village, where the roots run deep. We wake with the earth and her soul we keep. Harmony grows where the rivers meet. Sat Village, where the truth feels sweet. Feels sweet. Moonrise whispers, stars take their place. In every shadow we see her face. The earth our guide through time and space. Her song is ours, her gentle embrace. We whispers, stars take their place. In every shadow, we see her face. The earth our guide, through time and space. Her song is ours, her gentle embrace.